Welcome back, everyone, to 1 Minute Recess, where Nevada's politics is served with the strength of a shot of caffeine, and I got a lot of it this week because it's event week.
Woo!
A dash of sarcasm, zero fluff, lots of sass. My name's Annette Magnus. Maria?
And I'm Annette and Mayte for short. And Annette, you need to drink some water because that's a lot of coffee. Although I'm team coffee. But this is 1 Minute Recess, as Annette said. So let's burn through the BS, but let's start with the cause of all that coffee, Annette. Do you have something going on this week?
I have a little something going on. So we'll put it in the chat. Everyone's invited. The Asian Lantern Festival is coming up this weekend in Las Vegas for our Las Vegas listeners. It is at CSN West Charleston campus near like the Magical Forest, Building K. Regular tickets are $5.25 with the fee. VIP tickets are $105. There's 2 VIP tents this year. Lots of cool performers. There's over like 40 different food vendors from all around Asia, and it's really highlighting local AANHPI food vendors and small businesses in Nevada. So the organization that I have the privilege of working with is the Asian Community Development Council, ACDC. There's a whole website I put together with all of the event information on it. Get your tickets now. It's going to be an awesome event. I have spent so much time planning this thing, and I'm really proud of it. I love event planning, but this has been, I was just telling Maria before we started, this has been the hardest event I've ever planned. Poured so much love into this along with the team at ACDC, and so I'm really, really proud of this event, and I'm excited for it. So you should come. You're invited. Everybody's welcome. It's a beautiful lantern festival. We'll have lanterns hanging above your head. So it should be awesome.
Yay! Looking forward to it. I know I will be there with my mother, and so that sounds like a lot of fun. I mean,
I'm stoked for it. I'm really excited to not only have it, but have it over with, to be honest. Not because I don't love it, but because it's been a tremendous amount of work and I'm not really sleeping, hence the coffee.
yeah. Well,
should be great though.
With great events comes great planning. You can't just phone it in. So
some
takes
people
effort.
do. I don't. You don't.
No.
We never phoned in our events before, so we're definitely not phoning in this baby. But yeah, it's a heavy lift. Listen, you and I have planned events for the longest time together. You know the level of detail I like. I'm a little bit OCD when it comes to details because details matter.
It's where the devil lives. Yeah.
It's where the devil lives. Details matter. I know some people hate that saying, but oh well, they don't do very well. So anyways, the level of detail that goes into this Lantern Festival at CSN is unbelievable. Everything from the city of Las Vegas permitting to health district permitting. I'm learning so much about what refrigerator temps need to be and the hot sinks and all of the bureaucracy that goes into running one of these events and making sure the vendors have the right permits and I have the right permits. And so it's been really fun and I've learned a lot. I could run anything now.
Yeah.
I feel like an event planner now.
Like a legitimate
I've always
one.
wanted to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
so
this is like senior level event planning. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's crazy, but I'm really excited to have learned everything. You know, I like learning this stuff and I'm kind of a nerd about it. And so, yeah, this event, the level of detail it takes from the performers and the way the stage is set up and like all of the paid vendors who have to like set the fencing up and set the porta potties a certain distance away from the food and like little things that when you attend an event, you take for granted. I now understand the amount of work these event planners put into these things. So shout out to all the event planners out there who do an amazing job because it's hard work.
Yeah. Yeah. Lots of detail.
So anyways, Asian Lantern Festival this Saturday, October 11th at CSN Charleston campus. Kids 6 and under are free. General admission tickets are $5.50. Get the tickets on the website. We'll put the website in the chat. VIP tickets with exclusive tastings, an exclusive tote, reserved seating, a really cool photo booth, all kinds of fun stuff in the 2 VIP tents That's $105 a piece. The event is awesome. I've gone every year since it started. Now I'm running it. So make sure you come. Come celebrate all of our hard work at ACDC.
Yeah, and I think it's extra important in the times we live in to support every community and, like, immigrant communities, like the Asian community. This is a great way
Well,
to
and the cool part about ACDC, and a lot of people don't know this, so the Asian Community Development Council statewide, they don't just serve the Asian community, though.
Mm,
A lot of times I'll walk into their office and there's European people sitting there
mm,
working on their citizenship, or, you know, they're registering all kinds of different voters. So they don't just serve the Asian population, but they do all kinds of cool stuff, from SNAP benefits to health navigators to registering people to vote to translation services. I mean, you name it, they do it. And so this is their 10-year anniversary too. This whole year has been their 10-year anniversary. Vita Lynn, who is the founder of ACDC, is one of my personal mentors and sheroes. I know you love her too.
mhm.
And then obviously Assembly Member Yui Win, who we love. They run such an amazing organization with their team. So yeah, come support them. If you don't come for anything else, come for supporting ACDC and the good work they do on their 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, most definitely. If not, do it for Miss Vida. Miss Vida is the best.
Absolutely. Or hell, just do it for the kebabs.
And the kebabs. Yeah.
Delicious food. There's so much delicious food and performers.
Well,
Lion
we
dance. There's lion dancing.
oh,
What else do
well,
you want?
if I wasn't sold already, the lion dancers sold me. There we go.
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
All right, everyone, come out this weekend.
yeah. What else is going on? Where do you wanna start, Annette?
Well, you missed last week. You want to tell people where you were?
Oh god, I was in Argentina while Argentina was on fire.
World traveler over here,
Yeah,
was all over the
and
place doing all kinds
Honduras
of
and
things.
yeah, Honduras and Argentina. So I was what's interesting being in those 2 countries that really know about wars and dictatorships and things like that. In
Little
both of
stuff.
them and, they both have a lot of problems, but when both of those places say people in both of those places say, "Things are really screwed up over there." You're like, cool."
Is that one of those cases? Yeah, it takes one to know one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and even worse, I mean, you don't even have infrastructure in Honduras, and they were like, "Oh, everything's great here. It's not like the US where everything's on fire," and I was like, "Yeah."
At least it makes me feel better that they say that. Like, maybe it makes me feel, like, less crazy that I'm, like, conjuring up that this is really so fucked up.
Yeah.
Every day I'm just like, "You know what? Focus on the Lantern Festival because at least I can control that." I can't control the
No,
stupidity at the federal level,
nope.
clearly, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Yep. Nope.
I can't control that starving children are not gonna be fed as of Friday.
Boy. Yeah. No, it's insane. I mean, when people in Argentina that actually lived through dictators are like, "Oh, no, y'all are in a dictatorships." Like, we can see it from
It just makes me feel seen.
yeah,
Like,
like,
hearing
"Oh,
that
you get
makes me
it."
feel
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh my god, we're not making this up. Thank
I'm not
God, because I
crazy.
feel fucking crazy right now."
Yeah.
Huh,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, so the Argentinians and the Hondurans, as you call them, I guess,
Yeah.
they
Like
think we're
hundreds.
nuts.
Yeah, they're like, "It's bad over there." They're like, it's usually been, everything south of the border is bad, and that's where the bad
Usually
government's
it's
been
us
bad.
doing it to them, not
Exactly.
us doing it to us.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Wow, you guys did it to yourselves. Congratulations." And yes, you are in one. You are in a dictatorship.
They probably are like, "About fucking time you did it to yourselves."
It's very yes. That's the attitude of, like, also
A
don't
little bit of
feel
little karma going on there. They're like,
yeah,
"Oh, yeah, you kinda deserve this because you messed around in South America for years and years
yeah.
and years."
It's about
Yeah,
time
karma.
Operation Condor went back around. Yeah.
So
That
how
is
was your trip otherwise?
it was great. I love going to Honduras. It's a very special place, and my mom finally got to see it. I told her that she was gonna be amazed with how beautiful it was. Like, you can take the most beautiful places, like, in the Caribbean, for example, that are, like, green and lush and everything, and Honduras is, like, on steroids, and, um my mom was, like, surprised by how beautiful it was. It's just stunning. It's like if you filled the Grand Canyon and all the mountains here in Las Vegas with trees that you've never seen before. And, like, it's not green, there's, like, canyons of green everywhere. It's beautiful. And then Argentina it's always a blast. I mean, Buenos Aires is like,
I can't wait to go.
it's
I mean,
ridiculous.
if I could ever leave this dictatorship, I can't wait to go.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely amazing. And we got to go to Cordoba, which I had never been to in Argentina, which is it reminds me of a lot of Vegas because it's in the northern part of Argentina, which turns into a bit like starts to turn into a desert. And it's a lot more like lots more houses, but beautiful houses. And like it's a very like it's the regional capital, but it's one of those, like, if you go to, like, a regional capital in Europe, it's, like, not a big city, but it's beautiful, and it's, like, stunning cathedrals, like, my mom and I were walking at night, and I told her to turn around, I was like, "Do you see what's behind you?" And it was, like, this beautiful Gothic cathedral, and she was like, "Holy shit." And Buenos Aires is just, like Buenos Aires is what, like, when I think they were building DC, what they thought DC was gonna be. Buenos Aires was built by actual, like, Mediterranean people,
Yeah.
and so, like,
When we
everybody's
left,
like
when we fleed.
yeah, and they're like, "It looks like Barcelona, it looks like Madrid, it looks like" and all of the European capitals put together, and it's got larger streets than the US, it's got the obelisk over there is better than the Washington Monument. It's just
Of
beautiful.
course.
It's just gorgeous, and so it's
Mhm.
one of those places where you feel cool just being there, and I was so excited I got to go and had delicious
I
food.
love that.
Yeah.
And I love the queen got to go too.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Well, we'll get to more on what's going on in our lives because it was a big weekend for Swifties. So hang tight, Swifties. We'll get to that in a minute because it was a big weekend for all of us. But we should talk about some real shit before we get there because there's been a lot that's gone on.
Mm.
Before we get to the national nightmare that is our lives, we should talk about the rundown. So those are our interim updates between the election and the legislature. So talking about the shit that's going on between leg session and the next election in 2026. And I got some news for you. It's not going to be a surprise, but old Joe Lombardo today, apparently he came out with an article. It's a Reno article, so we'll post it in the chat that Joe Lombardo has announced plans to reconvene the Nevada state legislature for a special session in Carson City for some unfinished business.
Hmm.
I'm shocked.
Ta-da.
Apparently, Joe thinks he's like telling us something we didn't know. I've been talking about this since we got out of session. I think it was in our first episode
Yeah,
back. I talked
we were
about
like,
it.
"When's it gonna happen?"
Literally. I keep hearing the dates moving. We keep hearing sometime in November. All I know is it better not interfere with my fucking BravoCon because I will not be in Carson City. I don't care what's going on. I've already told all of my people
Fend
I
for
will be here
yourselves.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for BravoCon. I spent too much on this tickets and I enjoy it too much to have to waste it on Carson City and Joe Lombardo. So,
Yeah.
anyways, so we'll put it in the chat. It was KRNV News 4 in Reno who posted it. He wants to do stuff like his quote sweeping crime bill designed
Oh,
to
boy.
enhance public safety. I mean, I wish he would do something on like Snap
Yeah.
or, other services that real people need, but apparently he also potentially wants to work on the film tax credit again, which we talked about, which is irritating. So yeah, so those of you who are watching who don't know what a special session is, special session has to happen between legislative sessions because we are a part-time legislature. So if we want to go back in what's called the interim, which is between the official legislative sessions that are constitutionally mandated every other year for 120 days, the governor has to call it and he offers a proclamation and that's the only stuff that can be worked on. The legislature can also call themselves back in, but that rarely happens. More often than not, the governor calls them back in. And so he is looking at it. Hopefully, on the agenda, the Democrats will post for or push for some of these social services to be shored up thanks to the Trump administration. So we'll be
Yeah.
watching. We'll put the article in the chat. If you've got questions on special session, put them in the chat. We'll answer them next week.
Yeah, social service is kind of important.
Little things we should care about.
Now more than ever.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Since the last time you and I were together, Annette Magnus got to spend a night at the school board meeting. Should we talk about that?
Yeah, let's go into the local mess.
Yeah, the local lowdown so we can, go and look at that soap opera for a minute. The Clark County School District is looking at potentially firing teachers for free speech. Whether I agree with what they said about Charlie Kirk or not, the fact of the matter is they did it off of school time, outside of school time, on their personal social media. The school district has no policy on this. And a lot of people showed up to voice their concerns about free speech. Now, the MAGA weirdos showed up too, whatever. But I have to say, and this is a big shout out to our friend Akiko Cooks, who's been on the show with 1865 No Racism in Schools. She organized people to show up to testify in front of the school board to let people know, like, we're not going to stand by while they chip away at our First Amendment rights. It was a really important meeting, and I think our side, the free speech side, did a really great job at articulating why this is such a problem and why this is such a slippery slope. And again, you don't have to agree with what they said. That's the whole point of free speech. I didn't agree with a fucking thing that came out of Charlie Kirk's mouth, but I agreed with his right to say it, whether I agreed with it or not. And that's all that really we were talking about during that meeting is like these teachers should have the right to free speech. Period. They should not be fired for that.
Yeah. Freedom. Isn't that what literally the battle-born state is for, what this country is for? It seems like we've lost the plot. And is it like, who reported these teachers? Is this like politically motivated by some members of maybe the school board?
So it's interesting. So some of the normal suspects in the kind of activist community on the right obviously reported the teachers because they followed these teachers. But then two of the school board members technically doxed the teachers by sharing their personal school information and putting them at risk. And so that was also brought up in the meeting because there was a formal complaint filed against those school board members because the doxing is a huge problem. We changed the law in 2021, our doxing laws. That was at the time Assembly member, now Senator Rochelle Wynn's bill. You and I worked on that bill. And that was to say, you cannot dox people by putting their information out because it potentially puts them at risk for harm. And that goes for everybody, right? That goes for teachers, police officers, everybody. And so, these people have been harassing these teachers online. And so now two of the board members are caught up in this too. I didn't even have to testify. Like, just, being in there and staring at these school board members, I think was enough. People should still reach out to their school board members and let them know, like, this is a huge problem. And if we start going down this road, honestly, it's a slippery slope to hell from here.
Yeah. Just when you think it couldn't get worse at the school district. Our favorite people make sure it happens, and it does get worse.
I literally posted, like, I don't even have kids, y'all. And I still have to show up in the Lord year of 2025. I chose not to have children. Why do I still have to go to this shit? All because I want to make sure our young people get educated and, our teachers can talk.
Yeah. Freedom and education.
It's really irritating.
It
It's
really is.
exhausting. I'm over it.
So is there anything people can do? Or is
reach out to their school board members. That's what you need to do right now. Reach out to the superintendent's office. Make sure that even if you're in Northern Nevada and you care about this, reach out to the school district trustees. Let people know, like, this ain't gonna fly, and this should not fly in a state like Nevada, where we do pride ourselves on free speech. One important note, though, that I did think was funny. So Brian from the Retail Association, he's been on the show before, and I went to this meeting. Brian is a parent. I am a concerned taxpayer. When we got there, we were standing out in the hall on one of their breaks because they were also ratifying the ESEA, the support staff union contract, which was also a really big deal, obviously. So they go and do a press conference. We go out in the lobby. We're looking at the wall. And there's like all these like important American documents up there, like Constitution, shit like that. I looked at Brian and I was like, where's the Bill of Rights? He goes, oh my God, it's not on the wall. That's why they don't know what our rights are. There's no Bill of Rights on the freaking wall. So we had a good laugh about that because we were like, well, that's a pretty key one to be missing in this conversation.
Yeah, kind of important. It's weird. You learn that in school that it's really important, or at least we did. I don't know what they're teaching now.
Hypothetically. Yeah. I don't know. So.
Wow. Jesus. No wonder we're 51st in the nation.
We're doing great. We're doing great.
And worse than
Kids can
Mississippi.
barely read.
When you have, so I have a neighbor whose daughter, she's no longer a toddler, and so him and his partner have had to think about future. When people from Tennessee are saying, we should go back to Tennessee because the schools here are so bad. It's like a stain on our state and our
It's
district.
so sad.
Yeah. When they're like, no, we'd rather go back.
It's really gross, honestly.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
but here we are, just living our life.
But here we are.
Okay, well, shall we talk about the national shit show?
Yeah. There's not a lot going on. Everything's
I don't
home.
honestly, I haven't slept in days for various reasons at this point. I honestly just don't even have like the
Mm-hmm.
well, let's transition, I guess, from the state shit show to the national shit show by talking about the Nevada Health Link premiums that are expected to rise 26% for 2026. And that doesn't even cover, because I've also heard private insurance premiums are going up too. Thanks, Trump. Want to talk a little bit about that and maybe the inaction of our federal leaders to do anything about the cost of anything at this point? And that goes for Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah, and it's circling, and that circles back to the conversations in Argentina. Like everybody would
Like
keep asking,
circling back by circling the drain to
yeah,
hell.
and so many the U.S. people got asked so many times, when are like the other, like the opposition, right, like the other party, going to be, when are they going to act like they are in a dictatorship, like things are not the same anymore. Like, when is that gonna happen? Because they're like, and they're like, they were like, are we crazy? Or like, are you all seeing it in the country? We were like, no, you're not crazy. Like, no, you are sane, and you probably get better news than we have in the US. And yes, the other side is
And
not.
that's saying some shit.
Yeah. And it's like, no, the news isn't acting like we're in a dictatorship. The other party is not acting like we're in a dictatorship. It's like the only thing, and my boss said it right to one of them. They were like, the only people actually standing up are like very hyper local communities, especially during ICE raids and just during these attacks. But it's like these very specific things. And what's interesting is that one of my coworkers said, "Man, when is your country? When is this going to be the land of the brave? Like, isn't that in your anthem?" I was like, "Jesus Christ!" They're like, "Because nothing is happening, and you've literally had so many rights taken away in just a few months. He's got a long time left, and y'all haven't even started fighting. Like, and it doesn't mean like go into the streets, but like."
Do something.
At some point, like, you have to have legitimate opposition in Congress. But no, we're just going to act like everything is normal. But that leads us to, circles back to, how many times have like either we or like people that know how this works have been talking about how all of the policies that have been implemented in this Trump administration are going to screw over insurance, and that both private insurance and your state markets are going to increase
Skyrocket.
premiums. Yeah. Like, but people don't do anything, and things are only going to keep getting worse until we actually have actual opposition. But yeah, so folks out there, you're going to be, if you don't have insurance and you wanted to go into the marketplace, the news so far is that it's rising 26%, might be more. And if you have private insurance, like Annette said, yours is going to skyrocket too. Like, this is why the ACA was created. because we're back to all the problems that we tried to solve, which is skyrocketing insurance. Now people are going to delay care because they're not going to be able to afford it.
But Trump RX, Maria, he's creating his own prescription plan. Isn't that going to save us all?
No, it is not. It's going to be more thievery.
So you were talking about apathy and just like us not doing anything and the world judging us because we're all just like, I don't know what to do. And Congress is like, I don't know what to do. And the Dems are like, I don't know what to do, right? Let's knock on his door and like the speaker's door and see if he's home. And I'm like, that your social media posts ain't doing shit. Taylor Swift, new album, the quote in Eldest Daughter, her new song. Sad as it seems, apathy is hot.
Wait, I thought she was like 100% hot.
Timely. Timely.
Wow, that's a good quote.
It
Apathy
is
is
a
hot.
good quote. It fits in this moment. And when I heard the line, I was like, damn, Taylor. Because it is. Like, all these people are like, I just can't handle it. I get it. I get this shit's rough.
Yeah, it's
I get
exhausting.
it's rough.
Yeah.
It's exhausting. Especially for people of color, right? Especially for fucking women. It ain't the time to just roll over. Do you think I wanted to go spend my Thursday night at the school board meeting? No, folks. No, I did not. But you know what I still did? Because freedom of speech matters and it's a slippery slope to hell for all of us. We won't be doing this podcast anymore if they keep chipping away at the freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm.
So my ass got up, got dressed, showered, didn't put any makeup on because I don't care that much, and went to the school board meeting because that's what we need to do. We need to show the fuck up.
Yeah. You
Show
can't.
up.
And
White people, show up.
yeah. And that goes from regular people all the way up to Congress. Show up and do something. And yes, Congress,
Do something.
y'all are being apathetic, and emphasis on pathetic, because, and I suggest people, if you haven't, watch the Daily Show, the emergency Daily Show after the Kimmel drama, where Jon Stewart talks to Maria Reza from the Philippines, also another country that had a dictatorship, and they know how this
Still
goes.
do.
Yeah, and she literally fought against Duterte, and he arrested her, had arrest warrants, and she said it is better to start fighting now while you have what you have than fight later when everything is taken away. And that's the same vibe I got in Argentina, in Honduras, because they're like, if y'all think things get calm, they don't, they get worse. They start putting you in prison. They start disappearing people.
Friends, it's only a matter of time here.
Yeah, and
so speaking of fucking disappearing people, we got to talk about Rafa. So for those of you who don't know, we have a longtime friend who is a DACA recipient. He's an amazing human being. If y'all don't think the immigration shit's real, let me tell you a fun story, a real fun story about one of our friends who has been fighting his entire life to be in America. Okay? DACA recipient, meaning he came here as a child. Parents have been here over 35 years in Vegas. They own a home. They pay their taxes. But you know what they don't get? Social services. You know what they don't get? Any tax returns. They don't get any help from the government because both of his parents are undocumented. A couple weeks ago, Mexican Independence Day, ICE shows up at his house, at his father's house that he owns, his father owns. His dad goes and gets the mail. A ring camera shows ICE circle him, detain him. This man has no criminal record, never done anything wrong. Circle him, detain him, disappear him. Him and Rafa can't find his dad. Luckily, Rafa is involved in the political system and knows people and knows the delegation and can get information. His dad was deported over the weekend, sent over the border back to a country he barely knows. While in ICE detention, ICE literally harms him, handcuffs him to the bed. He has all these conditions now. He was perfectly healthy before he went in. And now Rafa's sister has to go and fly him down to Guadalajara, where he has family, because it's going to take years for us to try and get him back here. That is the very real shit that is happening to people in our own. This was in Las Vegas, friends. This literally happened weeks ago in Las Vegas. They rounded a man up who has been in Las Vegas for over 35 years, who has done nothing wrong, and deported him for going to his fucking mailbox. Tell me how any of that is okay. You can sit here and boo-hoo to me and bellyache to me about the immigration process. The immigration process is broken. My grandparents came here fucking questionably from Italy, and nobody rounded all of our asses up. They called us WAPs, without papers, for a reason. But now, because Latinos are here, because people of color are here, we're just going to round them up and disappear them when they go to their fucking mailbox? Are you kidding me? If y'all want to help Rafa's family, we'll put the link in the chat to the GoFundMe because they're going to need a lot of support. And that's another way you can show up for people is support these families who are being broken apart by ICE and by, and I will call them this till the day I die, the Nazis at the federal level. Come get me, motherfuckers. I don't care, you're Nazis. You want to act like a Nazi? I'm going to call you a fucking Nazi. They're disappearing people just like the Gestapo and sending them to another country while harming them. So, Rafa's family needs our support. We'll put the link in the chat. Please support his family. Anyways, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's actually
Really.
that's
That's literally what the shit that's happening. Like, do something about that, Congress. Like, what are we doing here?
yeah. Like anything.
Literally do anything.
But like Gavin Newsom said, we'll just write an op-ed. That's the strategy. A press conference
Great
and an
job.
op-ed.
We're gonna knock on some doors.
No.
Since we're bitching about our current delegation, because I'm really irritated, we gotta talk about Catherine. So, for those who don't know, the government's currently shut down while we're taping this. This is what, Monday night?
Because
I
of
don't even know
Trump
what
and the
day it is.
Republicans before anyone goes in there. And says it.
1000%. This is the Republicans obstructing like they always do. They've done this shit for years. Don't come at us with this bullshit that the Dems are obstructing. For once, the Dems actually stood up to the Republicans and are holding their fucking ground like they should.
Mm-hmm.
So don't come at us when you're saying the Republicans are not the reason for the shutdown. They are wholeheartedly the reason for the shutdown. And they are going to use this then to target federal employees. So Republicans did this. It's on them.
Mm-hmm.
Catherine Cortez Masto, our senator, who I love from Nevada, voted with the fucking Republicans to keep the government open. Now, I get all the excuses under the sun here. Oh, you want to protect employees. You want to make sure kids have access to WIC. I get that stuff, right? But I just need you to have a spine for like 5 seconds here and vote with the Democrats and vote like a Democrat and actually stand up to the Trump administration, because that's what that vote was about, is holding the Trump administration accountable for once. Schumer did what he needed to do, and the Democrats held the line to hold the Republicans and Donald Trump accountable.
That is a much kinder
Why?
That is a much kinder statement than what I have running through my head.
Well, go ahead, because you can say whatever the fuck you want now, because you don't got to work with these people.
As the first fucking Latina in the Senate, I need you to have a spine. Cortez Masto. I need you to find your heritage, both your heritages, in your heart.
Bondages.
And because your community is the one that is suffering. Very specifically, and when times are good and things like that, oh, Latina this and Latina that, why are you the one that's just folding over? And you said all those reasons, those are all great things, but but it is not our problem. It is a problem created by Trump. And guess what? People that actually understand those issues will understand if you want to keep fighting. But you just need to do the job of growing some ovaries or finding the ones you have and actually standing up for something. Because it's really fucking insulting, as someone that was so excited to have the first Latina in the Senate, to see that when we're finally in a time when they're coming for the community, just folding over. It's a fucking shame.
Yeah, I was real mad. And I had theories going into the vote. I was like, the Dems are going to cave, because the Dems always cave, right? I was like, it's just a matter of time. Schumer and the Dems are going to cave. I was shocked that they held the line and that they've held the line this long. Obviously, I don't want federal workers to be harmed.
No.
Obviously, I don't want children to be harmed. That's what I've spent my life fighting for. Obviously, I think the government works and government is good and federal lands are good and parks are good and all the services the government provides usually are good. But that's not the point in this moment. The point in this moment is hold Donald Trump accountable. Hold the Republicans accountable, because they're the ones that created this mess.
Mm-hmm.
Don't kowtow to them.
Yeah.
Make them give you something.
Yeah.
Make them do what
Exactly.
they need to do and negotiate with you. Also, I'm sorry, but the federal government being shut down right now is not really hurting my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, less damage they can do to a lot of people, honestly.
Yeah. And also, people are failing to what is the problem with this budget? Cortez Masto and everyone that wants to justify just doing whatever. Medicaid cuts, foreign aid rescissions, all of the Gestapo bullshit that they want to fund into the Department of Homeland Security. Like, let's remember what it is that we're actually dealing with here. It's the funding of all this bullshit that we started talking about. And for once, like, this is one mechanism that the Democrats can use and any sane Republicans to say, no, we're not going to actually deal with this shit. We're not going to actually support this shit. But I mean, I guess we're just going to act like we're in normal times and not an actual dictatorship.
What do y'all feel? Tell us in the chat. Tell us what you think about the government shutdown and our first Latina senator voting the way she did. We want to hear from you. I have a lot of opinions. I'm keeping my mouth shut mostly.
Bullshit.
Irritating.
It's bullshit. And this is why, like, people that want to care.
This is why people are voting. This is why people are apathetic.
Yeah.
People don't care. Our leaders don't fucking care. Why should they care?
Exactly. So people say, I'm not going to give a fuck. I'm not going to go vote. And
I'm not going to show up.
Also, Democrats, this is why people say they're all the same.
It's you and I saying it. We do this shit for a living.
Yeah.
We really, when we thought about, like, when we were young, we were like, that sounds like a great idea. We're going to go into politics. What a fucking great idea. Younger me, old me is looking at younger me like,
are you stupid?
Stupid. You just went and worked at Target, you dummy.
Yeah.
And I know Target's problematic, so don't come for me. But I still want to work at Target.
In the levels of problems.
At this point,
yeah,
I still want to work at Target. All right. So the last week and a half has been a shit show globally. We talked a little bit about that. The federal government shut down. Well, we got a lot of Donald Trump nonsense happening. So let's dive into that real quick before we wrap. The headline on CNN right now is Trump says he could use Insurrection Act to bypass the courts. Sounds like a dictatorship to me, friends.
We'll just keep acting the same.
And a Nazi.
We'll just keep acting the same way. This is not.
Also, can we just talk about these Republicans of the right being like, don't call me a Nazi?
If you are not one,
snowflakes.
Yeah. Hey, if you
don't act like one.
Yeah, don't act like one. And if you are, there are plenty, like, what's his name, Adam Kinzinger. There are plenty of Republicans out there who are outwardly calling out, sometimes doing more work than the Democrats, outwardly calling out this stuff and talking to their audience, right? Like trying to talk to Republicans. So if you are not a Nazi and you are a Republican or voted for Trump or then prove it. Prove it. Don't just say you're not. Don't just start crying because you're not. I mean,
listen, I don't think it's that hard. But what do we know? What the fuck do I know at this point?
Just had families that actually lived through the real thing.
Yeah, sometimes I just like sit back and I'm like, y'all had to pick here. I mean, I get it. At the time, it was a real hot commodity, but like,
right. Well, for me, it's funny because so many of us that immigrated are like, wow.
Yeah, let's talk about how you feel because you actually became one.
Yeah.
You became one of us.
Wasn't born here. Oh, yeah. Every time I go to Mexico, I'm like, how tables have turned.
Truly.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's, and Mexico has its own issues like any other country.
Like literally anywhere in the world.
But I am not afraid to be rounded up. Not even in Honduras. And Honduras always rates very low. But even there, I'm like, I'm actually feeling pretty safe. Yeah, many people are, and that's a thing going on in the immigrant community where people are like questioning of like, so the dream ended, huh? Like we always knew that the dream was kind of bullshit. But it's like, okay, so it ended. Nice to know.
Okay. The FAA delays flights into 2 major airports due to staffing problems because the government shut down and we already had staffing problems. So good luck flying anywhere, friends. That's
Yay,
great.
Making America great.
I'm just reading the headlines at this point because it tells the story of where we're at.
Oh, yeah.
CNN again. Revenue could help keep the government open. Why isn't that happening? It's like the Republicans don't want the government to be open. Crazy.
Yeah.
It's like
wild.
They don't want any of this to function properly. Crazy.
And we're also sending 20 billion of that to a whole other country to support his friend. Getting fucked on soybean, as someone said on Twitter.
I don't even know at this point. It's just, so the National Guard now, I guess, apparently are going into Portland, Oregon, and Illinois.
TBD, there's so many lawsuits because, the mayors and the governors are actually trying to do something.
And the governors of both those states are pretty great.
Yeah.
So good on them. Glad on that. Stephen Miller pressed on calling protesters street terrorists.
Jesus Christ, street.
He's such a fucking idiot. I mean, you look at that somebody called him Pee Wee German over the weekend.
Pee Wee German.
Nick and I almost fucking died, Maria. Pee Wee German.
That's funnily accurate. Pee Wee
Fucking
German.
Stephen Miller, piece of shit. But yeah. So yeah, Chicago, Portland. But the real headline that really is important today is Trump confirms Diddy asked for a pardon. Donald Trump loves a good sex offender.
Oh, yeah.
As one.
Takes one to know one, yeah.
Takes one to know one.
Yeah. Who's been to a Diddy party? Trump.
Loves him some Epstein. By the way, we still don't have those Epstein files, everyone.
Thought they were
distraction
binders.
after distraction after distraction. The binders full of Epstein files have not manifested yet, but all the distractions keep manifesting over and over and over again. So don't forget, remind your Donald Trump this week that we still are looking for those Epstein files.
Still looking for them.
Magic.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else is going on in the world?
The $20 billion I mentioned is going to go bail out Trump's best friend in Argentina while the soybean farmers that haven't gotten any business from China got double fucked, because sure, they might be getting a loan, but the Chinese don't want to mess with us anymore. So they're like, we're just going to buy from the Argentinian farmers. So
it truly is exhausting. Like, just looking at the news, like, I haven't been on here in a few weeks. Honestly, this festival has been like the best thing for me because I haven't really had time to like sit here and doom scroll. It's been lovely.
Yeah.
Who knew fighting with the Southern Nevada Health District could be so much more fun than this?
It's good exercise for the brain.
It is. Tickles your brain. It's a mind tickler. Okay. All right, let's talk about our personal lives because this shit's boring. Hot takes and headaches first. What's your hot take and headache this week?
Hot take and headache are a little bit of the same. And it relates to someone that you alluded to that released an album this week. I am sick and tired of all the hate of a certain Taylor Swift and people just using her as a lightning rod. And I remember when we first started working together and this sort of narrative around her, I'm like, do you have something better to do than...
Keep in mind, and I will say this goes for any female artist, right? Beyonce, who I also adore. I love lots of female artists. I went and saw Paul McCartney this weekend. Paul McCartney came out with this beautiful trans pride flag, all this shit. Paul McCartney doesn't get any fucking hate. Male artists do not get the hate that female artists do, especially women of color. And so for me, I'm just like, when I see a man, especially, do like a hot take on Taylor Swift, I'm like, please go fuck yourself. Like, I did not ask you to mansplain music or Taylor Swift or Beyonce or any other fabulous female artist to me.
Or
you don't have to like her. Don't listen. Who the fuck cares?
Don't listen. Do something else. And my hot take is a woman at any age can do whatever the fuck she wants. Because this idea of you're 35 and you shouldn't be either dressing like this or doing this. And this is for progressive people. And they're like, you're too old. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know we had an expiration date for women.
Are you trying to trigger me right now?
I mean, it's the first thing I
was once told that by somebody, by the way. That female executive directors had an expiration date and mine must have come. Anyways, Maria and I did not look kindly upon this comment. I think if you know me, we did not look kindly upon this comment. So no, women don't have expiration dates and you could do anything you want, as old as you want.
Yeah.
Or as young as you want. Women get to be whatever they want to be.
Yeah.
Taylor was responding to a journalist this week who was like, people think you're going to quit now that you're getting married because you're going to have babies. Because one of her songs is about how much, it's called Wish List, and how much she wants to have kids with Travis Kelce, which, great choice. Fabulous choice. And the host was like, so are you going to quit? And she's like, I can multitask. I can like be a married person whose husband fully supports what she does because he gets what I do because we do a lot of the same shit, like performing, and be married and have a kid because, women have been doing that for eons and do it all the time. And, like, I'm just
Yeah.
like, you would never fucking ask a man that.
No. No.
Never.
No.
Okay,
So
so can we
yeah.
okay, so that's your hot take and your headache.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna pile onto that because I'm so tired of people telling me I should not like Taylor Swift.
Why?
I can like whatever fucking music I want to like. And I know it's surprising to people, probably for whatever reason, because you clearly don't know me, that I like Taylor Swift. She has a lot of really great songs that speak to me,
No,
especially
you shouldn't like her
my
because
side.
A, B, and C, and D.
She's not progressive. I'm like, but she's fine. Like, shut the fuck up. Anyways, don't tell me what music I should and should not like. Don't tell me I should and should not like Taylor Swift. Don't tell me I should and should not be a Swiftie. I can do whatever I want to do. I can be a multifaceted individual. I can talk shit on a podcast, plan an event, and like Taylor Swift all at the same time. I can both cuss you out and be girly at the same time.
She needs to be, and all artists need to be 100% always on my side of things. Not me speaking, but I assume these people, they need to be 100% perfect on everything, okay, before you like them.
I'm exhausted, Maria.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, have you listened to the album?
I haven't, but I've read her lyrics because with her, I really like reading her lyrics first.
Because it's like poetry.
Yeah, and so I've been reading her lyrics, and plus with this bullshit discourse, I'm like, I don't see all the hate.
Fabulous. My favorite song is Canceled because if you know me, you know me. Go listen to it if you haven't listened to it. It's fabulous.
That's pretty great.
The line in there that I love is about all my friends having the same scars. And I'm like, oh, that's very true. So anyways, fabulous art album. I don't care what anybody says. You can be a Taylor hater all day long. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I enjoyed going to the movie with a bunch of progressive political women this weekend. And I thoroughly enjoy listening to a diverse amount of music because Friday night, I went and saw her movie, and Saturday night, I went and saw Paul McCartney. So again, we can be complex individuals and like lots of different things, friends.
It's almost
We're
like
capable.
It's almost like humans get to be human.
Well, yeah. All right. Well, I think we can wrap it there. For all that celebrate, happy mid-autumn moon festival this week. Go eat a moon cake. It's delicious. And all who celebrated / observed the Jewish holidays last week, sending you all love since we didn't get to wish you all love last week. Lots of important holidays coming up. So, except for Columbus Day, because we don't do that shit around here. And real Italians don't celebrate that. Nimrod. Your people sent him, not mine.
And we don't celebrate him, so we don't care.
Fuck that idiot. He got lost. So anyways, with that, I think we can wrap, Maria. Take it away.
Yeah. And happy Hispanic Heritage Month.
Oh, yes. And happy Filipino Heritage Month as well.
Yeah, because we're cousins.
Happy. All the things.
And so, yeah. So listen to whatever music you like out there. Ignore the shit that doesn't make you happy. And don't be apathetic. Those are sort of the 3 takeaways for the final bell. And with that, we will see you next week. Remember to rate, review, and contact us if you have thoughts, feelings, complaints. We take those too, contrary to popular opinion and or unpopular opinion. And we will see you next time. Remember, links on our bio for all of the things I just said.
Come to the Jesus Christ. Come to the Asian Lantern Festival this weekend. Saturday, October 11th. Don't miss it.
Ooh.
Have a good week, everyone. Bye.
Bye.